Complete PET for Spanish speakers. Student's Book by Emma Haderman and Peter May with Camilla Mayhew. Published by Cambridge University Press. This recording is copyright. CD2. Unit 8. Grammar. Exercise 2.
Hi, Christian. How are you?
Okay.
Your dad's got in contact with me because he says you're not very sure about your future. Let's have a little chat about it. What are your favourite subjects?
No, that's not the problem. I'm very sure about my future. I'd really like to go to drama school. You see, everyone says I'm quite good at acting.
How old are you, Christian?
That's the problem. I'm only 15. I'll need my parents' permission if I want to go to drama school. They say I have to stay at school until I'm 18. But if I stay at school until I'm 18, it'll be too late.
Too late for what?
If you want to be an actor, you have to start your training at an early age.
Maybe we should look at other ways of getting training. Have you thought about going to acting classes after school?
Yes, but I'd have to give up football if I went to classes after school. That's why I think drama school would be a good solution. If I studied at drama school, I'd have enough time for everything.
Have your parents seen you performing on stage?
No, not for a long time. I wasn't in this year's English play because none of my friends were in it.
I see. Let's think about ways you can get some more acting experience. Have you thought about being a film extra?
What's that?
Unit 8. Listening. Part 3. Exercise 3.
What's an extra? An extra's an ordinary person, just like you or me, who's interested in TV or movies and would like to be on TV or in a movie. Extras aren't movie stars, but they are people who appear in the background as members of a crowd, or shoppers in a market, or fans in a sports stadium. Imagine the satisfaction of pointing to the screen and saying, "That's me." Many people believe that films are only made in major cities, like Los Angeles or New York. But that's where most people are wrong. Yes, movies are filmed in Los Angeles and New York City, but movie companies very often travel round the world to find suitable locations. Check our website regularly to see if something's being filmed near you soon. Finding movie extra jobs is easy because it doesn't matter what you look like or how old you are, although your parents will need to give their written permission if you aren't yet 18 years old. Directors are looking for all kinds of people. At the moment, our directors are looking for young people who look about 16 years old, who are no more than 1.7 metres tall, and of course, who have interesting faces. Working as a movie extra isn't always exciting. Be ready to get up at 6 a.m. or earlier and work very long days, anything up to 16 hours, but very rarely 7 days a week. Filming may begin Monday, often with a break on Sunday. This will depend on the director. Remember to wear comfortable clothes and shoes, as you may have to stand for long hours. All movies need movie extras. All you have to do is let these directors know you are willing and available to work. Give our agency a ring and ask for Vanessa Kavanagh. That's K-A-V-A-N-A-G-H, or visit our website www.extrasextras.com.
Unit 8. Vocabulary. Exercise 1.
Harry, is that you?
Marty, how's things?
Great, great. Look, Darylus is looking for a teenager to play Dean Darrick's son in his latest movie. Have you got anyone?
Dean Darrick, eh? What should this teenager look like?
He should be medium height, look around 16 with long, straight hair, although we could change that if we had to. He should probably be rather good-looking, too.
We've got this new young actor, but he's got rather a large scar on his chin. Any good?
Not really. He needs to look young and fresh, preferably with no beard or moustache.
I've got this one here. He's got pale eyes, he's very attractive, and everyone says he's honest and reliable.
Let's get in touch with him then.
Unit 8. Speaking, Part 1, Exercise 2.
A H J K
E B C D E G P T V
E F L M N S X Z
I Y
O
U Q U W
R
Unit 8. Speaking, Part 1, Exercise 3.
Write down the correct spelling of the words you hear. 1.
Because I'm going to bed because I'm tired.
2. There isn't any milk in the fridge. 3.
Which? I did a maths test yesterday, which was really easy.
4. 2. I've lived here for 2 years. 5.
Where? She can't open the door. She doesn't know where her keys are.
6. 2. Could you give this to your grandma, please? 7.
Where? Older people often wear hats at weddings in my country.
8. There. Rob and Simon didn't do their homework. 9.
2. I didn't get a part in the film. They said I was too young.
10. Different. Do you working in TV is different from working in radio?
Unit 8. Speaking. Part 1. Exercise 4.
1.
Because. B, E, C, A, U, S, E.
2. There. T, H, E, R, E. 3.
Which. W, H, I, C, H.
4. 2. T, W, O. 5.
Where. W, H, E, R, E.
6. 2. T, O. 7.
Where. W, E, A, R.
8. There. T, H, E, I, R. 9.
2. T, O, O.
10. Different. D, I, F, F, E, R, E, N, T.
Unit 8. Speaking. Part 1. Exercise 6.
1.
What's your name?
My name's Angela.
Thank you. What's your surname?
It's Tedesco.
Ah. How do you spell it?
T-E-D-E-S-C-O.
Thank you. Where do you live?
I live in Italy.
Do you study English?
Yes, I do. I study it at school.
Do you like it?
Yes, I love English because I like traveling and meeting people from other countries.
Thank you. Angela, do you think English will be useful for you in the future?
I'm not sure, but when I'm older, I'd like to be an architect, and I think I'll need to read a lot of books in English.
2.
Now, what's your name?
My name's Edouard.
Thank you. What's your surname?
My surname's Brunner.
How do you spell it?
B-R-U-N-N-E-R.
Thank you. Where do you come from?
I come from Switzerland.
Do you study English?
Yes, I go to an English school twice a week.
Do you like it?
Yes, I like English, but I prefer French because it's easy for me.
Ah. Thank you. Edward, what did you do yesterday evening?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Yes. Did you do anything yesterday evening?
Oh, yes. I went to the cinema with my brother and cousins, and we saw a film. It was very nice.
3.
What's your name?
Yuji
Thank you. What's your surname?
Murakami.
How do you spell it?
Murakami.
Thank you. Where do you come from?
I'm from Japan.
Do you study English?
Yes, I have English lessons at school, and I also do extra English at H&P English School.
Do you like it?
Yes,
Why?
I think English is useful for me, and it's a beautiful language.
Thank you, Yuji. What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
I really enjoy playing sports. After school, I play ping pong with a team, and I also like baseball. I also like reading books and watching TV.
Unit 8. Speaking, Part 1, Exercise 11. 1.
Live.
2.
Visit.
Unit 8. Speaking, Part 1, Exercise 12. 1.
A. Lub. B. Love.
2.
A. Trouble. B. Travel.
3.
A. Visit. B. Visit.
4.
A. Gib. B. Give.
5.
A. Vitamin. B. Vitamin.
6.
A. Expensive. B. Expensive.
7.
A. Evening. B. Evening.
8.
A. Voice. B. Voice.
9.
A. Invite. B. Invite.
10.
A. Live. B. Live.
Unit 8. Speaking, Part 1, Exercise 13.
Love. Travel. Visit. Give. Vitamin. Expensive. Evening. Voice. Invite. Live.
Unit 8. Grammar. Exercise 1.
My name's Ken. I'm 15 years old. I've got 2 brothers. I live in Taipei. I don't like football. I went to the cinema yesterday. I haven't been to Paris.
Unit 8. Grammar. Exercise 2.
My name's Zosia. I'm from Kraków. It's a very beautiful city in Poland. I've got 1 sister. I get on very well with my sister. I love going to the cinema with my friends. I went to the cinema yesterday with my best friend. I don't like staying at home. I haven't traveled very much. But I've been to Warsaw, the capital city of Poland.
Unit 9. Listening. Part 4. Exercise 1.
They keep saying on TV things like, today's teenagers are unfit and unhealthy, and I just don't believe it.
I agree with you. There's all this stuff about us not getting enough exercise because we're watching TV or playing computer games all the time, when in fact, nowadays, everyone is mad about sports.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but certainly a lot of young people are doing active things, perhaps more than older generations did.
Unit 9. Listening. Part 4. Exercise 3.
It's true, isn't it, Kelly, that people eat more these days, so they're getting bigger and heavier?
Yes, I think so, Jason. But lots of people are vegetarian now, aren't they? And I think that kind of food is really good for you. So people might eat more nowadays, but that doesn't mean that what they eat is worse for them.
No, it's just different. But there's more to being healthy than just exercise and eating, isn't there? I mean, there's so much stress in everyday life, and there are a lot of people that don't get enough sleep.
I don't know whether people are any more stressed, but you're right that everyone seems to go to bed late, even when they've got school or work the next day. I suppose it's all the late films on TV, or staying on the internet until 2 in the morning.
Or on the PlayStation. There are so many fun things to do, so even if people manage to get up on time the next morning, they're too tired to do anything.
I'm not so sure. These days, when they go to school, a lot more students are going by bike, especially now that in some cities you can hire one cheaply and then just leave it anywhere you like. And that's quite healthy, isn't it?
It might be, but the air's really bad nowadays, especially in the cities. There's all that pollution from cars and lorries.
Actually, I think the situation has improved a bit since they started making everyone pay to drive into the city centre. There's not so much traffic now.
You may be right, but it still makes me cough in the morning. Which reminds me, don't you think people get sick more often nowadays? I'm always fine, and I'm sure too, but we know a lot of people whose health is terrible, don't we?
I don't know about that. I think it's mostly coughs and colds and sore throats, perhaps a headache or a stomachache, which lasts a day or two. Usually nothing more serious than that. And teenagers have always had those kinds of illnesses. In most cases, I don't think their basic health is any different.
Well, that's not the way I see it, but I hope you're right.
Me too.
Unit 9. Vocabulary. Exercise 1.
Coughs and colds and sore throats, perhaps a headache or a stomachache.
Unit 9. Grammar. Exercise 2.
Most people that do regular sport are healthier and often feel happier than those who do little or no exercise. Care must be taken, though, to avoid the injuries which sport can sometimes cause. People whose favourite sports are running or jumping, for instance, may injure their ankles or knees. Training that involves doing the same exercise again and again can do serious damage, particularly to athletes in their early teens, when their bodies are still developing. It is important not to do too much too soon. Everyone should warm up before they begin, if possible in the place where they are going to exercise. It is essential, too, to follow any safety advice that they receive.
Unit 9. Grammar. Exercise 6.
People who work very hard and individuals whose lives are busy in other ways may suffer from a kind of stress which can actually damage their health. One way that they can reduce stress levels is to find a time every day when they can relax. They should find something that they enjoy doing, such as reading, in a place where they feel comfortable and unlikely to be disturbed.
Unit 9. Speaking, Part 2. Exercise 1.
1. You may be right, but isn't there another possibility? 2.
I'm not really sure about that.
3. Yes, I totally agree with you. 4.
I don't think so, because that might not work very well.
5. That's not the way I see it. 6.
I don't agree at all.
7. That's true. 8.
I think so too.
Unit 9. Speaking, Part 2. Exercise 6.
Yes, that's a good idea. Let's do that then.
Right, we're agreed. That's what we'll do.
OK, we both like the idea, so shall we do that?
Yes, that's the best thing to do. I'm glad we agree.
Unit 9. Speaking, Part 2. Exercise 8.
We've got all of July free, so we can play sports every day. What I most like to do is play football, because I like it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay then, perhaps we should try basketball.
I'm not really sure about that.
All right, why don't we go swimming? That could be the best way to relax.
I don't agree at all. Tennis is better.
You may be right, but it could be very hot in July. Perhaps we could...
David, I'm not sure I want to spend July playing sport, and I've got a part-time job, so I probably won't have time.
Unit 9. Speaking, Part 2. Exercise 12. 1.
Myth.
2.
Hobby.
3.
Try.
4.
You.
5.
June.
Unit 9. Speaking, Part 2. Exercise 14. 1.
Myth. Physics.
2.
Hobby. Funny. Injury. Body.
3.
Try. Cycling. Sky. Fly.
4.
You. Yesterday. Young. Year.
5.
June. Jazz. Job.
Unit 10. Grammar. Exercise 1.
1.
Hi, how are you? Just before I take you to your table, put on these gloves and snow boots. Children, don't touch the walls, please. Okay, follow me. Here's your table. I'll bring you some hot soup while you look at the menu.
2.
Here's the bill. I hope you enjoyed your meal, sir. And remember, bring your friends with you next time. But don't tell your enemies where we are. It's a secret.
3.
Go over to the butcher's table, choose a steak. The butcher will weigh it for you. Take your steak to the barbecue and tell the chef how you'd like your meat. Don't touch the grill or you'll burn yourself.
Unit 10. Listening, Part 1. Exercise 4.
What did Jamie buy?
I'm back, Mum. I got most of the shopping. I got a tube of toothpaste and a loaf of bread, but I don't think they had any tins of pineapple left. I couldn't see them anyway.
Unit 10. Listening, Part 1. Exercise 5.
Don't worry. What about the biscuits?
I couldn't find them at first because they've changed the packet. Is one packet enough?
Plenty. Thanks, Jamie. Keep the change.
Unit 10. Listening. Part 1. Exercise 7.
2. What will they take to the party?
Shall we take a chocolate cake to John's party?
Good idea, but I'm not going to make one, and I'm sure they're expensive to buy. What about some cans of soft drink?
You're right about the cake. John said he was going to buy some lemonade and some orange juice. Have we got enough to buy some ice cream?
Not really, but my mum's got some in the freezer. Let's take that.
Now listen again.
Unit 10. Listening. Part 1. Exercise 7.
3. What time is the boy's appointment?
I'd like to make an appointment for my son to get his hair cut one afternoon this week. Could you manage that on Thursday? I can bring him here after school.
Thursday's going to be busy, but we could do that if you come at, say, 6:30. Would that be okay? If not, I've got free appointments on Tuesday at 4:10 or 4:45.
Thanks. The earlier one that day would be best for us.
Fine. Now listen again.
Unit 10. Listening. Part 1. Exercise 7.
4. What did the girl buy online?
Shopping online? Everyone says shoes are cheaper if you buy them online, but you can't try them on, can you? I ordered some pyjamas for my mum, and they were fine. You'd also think it would be safe to buy a t-shirt from the web, but my mum bought one a month ago, and it was just too tight.
Now listen again.
Unit 10. Listening. Part 1. Exercise 7.
5. What is the free gift today?
Good afternoon, shoppers. To celebrate the 5th year of our very successful electronic department, we are offering great discounts off all software bought today. Computer expert Jean Reedy will also be in the store today to give you free advice on how to improve your laptop's performance. And for today only, you won't have to pay anything for one of our anniversary mouse mats. Just pick one up from one of our shop assistants.
Now listen again.
Unit 10. Listening. Part 1. Exercise 7.
6. What is nearest to Rick's Diner?
This is Rick's Diner. We're open Monday to Saturday from 12:30 till late, and you won't find better Moroccan food anywhere else outside Morocco. If you haven't visited us before, turn left at Links Roundabout into Trent Street, and we're 100 meters on the right, just before West Bridge. And if you're coming by public transport, it's a 5-minute walk from the station. See you soon.
Now listen again.
Unit 10. Listening. Part 1. Exercise 7.
7. Where has the mother been?
Hi, Mum. Did you collect my parcel?
There was a terrible traffic jam, and you know the post office closes at 6. I had to get fish for dinner. Hope you don't mind. I wanted to buy some sausages, but by the time I managed to park the car, they were closed too. I'm having my hair cut tomorrow. I think I'll go by underground.
Oh, could you get my parcel then?
Now listen again.
Unit 10. Vocabulary. Exercise 5.
1.
What have you done to your hair, Layla?
Oh, don't. I normally have my hair cut at Gabrielle's, but I wanted something different, so I went to that new place on the high street.
Oh no. Was it very expensive?
2.
Are you coming to the party tonight, Lewis?
I can't. I'm not allowed to go out.
Why's that?
I had a little accident on my scooter. My dad says it was my fault.
What about your scooter? You only got it last week for your birthday.
That's why my dad is so angry. We're having the scooter repaired, and I'm going to have to look for a job to pay for it.
3.
Oh no! Callum, that's cola you've spilt down my dress.
Sorry, Vicky. It was an accident.
My mum's going to go mad. We had this dress cleaned last week for this party, and it wasn't cheap.
Unit 10. Speaking. Part 3. Exercise 1.
1.
I'm sorry, but I've washed my hair and I want it's something for drying hair.
Oh, you mean a hairdryer. You can borrow mine.
2.
I want to eat this orange. Can I have it's made of metal and it's used for cutting.
Do you mean a knife?
3.
Hi, have you got it's something like stairs.
A ladder! What do you need one of those for?
Unit 10. Speaking. Part 3. Exercise 4.
And now I'd like each of you to talk on your own about something. I'm going to give each of you a photograph of people shopping. So, Natalie, here is your photograph. Please show it to Lydia, but I'd like you to talk about it. Lydia, you just listen, and I'll give you your photograph in a moment. So, Natalie, please tell us what you can see in your photograph.
In this picture, I can see a lot of people in a shopping center. The shopping center is very big and quite crowded. It looks very new. The floor is black and white. I can see many shops. For example, some clothes shops, a bag shop, and a shoe shop. On the ground floor, there are many people walking together and looking at the shops. I can see a woman who is wearing a blue shirt. She's also got a bag. On her head, she's wearing I can't remember the word. It's something like a hat. There's a man behind her. He's wearing a white shirt, black trousers, and it's made of cotton, I think. People often wear them for work. On the left, I can see another man who is carrying a bag. He has got his mobile phone in his hand and he's talking to someone. On the second floor, I can see more people. They are standing and looking at the people on the ground floor.
Unit 10. Speaking, Part 3, Exercise 8.
Let me see. It's a photo of a shopping centre, I think. Or maybe it's an airport, where the people do shopping before they fly. Or maybe not. I can't see any bags or luggage. There are a lot of, what do you call them? Levels. Shops on different levels. I think it must be in the summertime. The people aren't wearing coats. And there are some men with no jackets, just shirts and ties. What else? It's a very big place, and maybe there are a lot of shops, but there aren't lots of people. Let me think. I can see some things coming down from the top. Decorations in gold? But it isn't Christmas. I don't know what they are. It looks very modern.
Unit 10. Speaking, Part 3, Exercise 11. 1,
Enough.
2,
Cough.
3,
Through.
4,
Fought.
Unit 10. Speaking, Part 3, Exercise 13.
Ooh. Through. Off. Enough. Rough. Tough. Off. Cough. Or. Fought. Thought. Bought. Brought. Ought.
Unit 11. Listening, Part 2, Exercise 4.
So tell us, Lucy, what happened when you got to the national park?
To be honest, I'd had a bad night travelling. The train wasn't very comfortable and I hadn't slept much. So I was happy to get to my hotel room and relax on the big soft bed there. Then I opened the curtains and there in the river, only 50 metres away, were several elephants having a bath.
Wow.
It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen from the window of a hotel. As the advertisement said, it was actually inside the park. The next morning, I set off by car with a guide and 2 other tourists, Jeff and Mel. 2 hours later, our guide had a radio message to say there were reports of a tiger in the north, so we drove up that way. The guide that reported it said he had heard the monkeys warning each other of danger, and although he hadn't actually seen the tiger, their cries meant there was probably one nearby. We reached the area and there I saw our transport into the forest. An elephant. AJ, the rider, told us to climb on, but it wasn't immediately clear how. There was no wooden ladder, and although there were plenty of trees around, their branches were too high up. In the end, we got up on the roof of the vehicle, then jumped on, and after some preparations, we set off. It was great fun, and I found that an elephant can go just about anywhere. Suddenly, AJ pointed. There, he said, and less than 10 metres away was a magnificent 200-kilo male tiger. Quite small, he said, though it looked huge to me. It was lying under the trees, and at first I thought it was asleep. But then it raised its head slightly and looked. in a rather bored way, in our direction. It had obviously eaten recently. I was rather glad it wasn't feeling hungry. But AJ told us that in India, people are very rarely eaten by tigers. That was good to know. He also explained that tigers don't mind being approached by elephants, so we were in no danger. As we went slowly round the beautiful black, orange and white animal, I realised that was true. I'd read that most attacks on humans are by old or injured tigers, but this creature was young and fit. There were no rules against taking pictures of tigers, so I took lots with my new camera. But then, sadly, we had to leave. We passed some monkeys in the trees soon after, and Mel wanted to throw them some food, but AJ stopped her, saying it wasn't good for them. Soon we reached the car, and on our way back we drove around a lake. It was just wonderful there, and I asked the guide if we could stop and go for a short walk. But he said we had to stay in the vehicle at all times, except to climb onto an elephant, of course.
Unit 11. Vocabulary. Exercise 5.
NASA scientists are aiming to get useful information about global warming from their latest invention, Arctic rubber ducks. They have put 90 of the toys into holes in a Greenland glacier, a huge mass of ice moving in the direction of the sea. They hope that icebergs and pieces of ice with the ducks inside will melt and then be found by local people. This will tell the scientists a lot about the movement of this glacier, why this is faster in summer, and its connection with global warming. Each duck has the words science experiment and reward on it, with a translation into 2 other languages. There is also an email address and an invitation to write to NASA. So far, to the disappointment of the scientists, nobody has emailed, but they believe the attraction of a big reward will bring results. So if you find a NASA rubber duck on a beach near you, it could be a cause for celebration.
Unit 11. Vocabulary. Exercise 6.
1. Information. 2.
Invention.
3. Direction. 4.
Movement.
5. Connection. 6.
Translation.
7. Invitation. 8.
Disappointment.
9. Attraction. 10.
Celebration.
Unit 11. Grammar. Exercise 4.
1.
These are known as the spring gardens.
2.
The flowers were planted in March.
3.
The grass was cut in April and May.
Unit 11. Grammar. Exercise 6.
1.
A lot of fish are caught here.
2. 2 giraffes were seen near the trees. 3.
A poem was written about this waterfall.
4. Rice is grown in the east of the country. 5.
The moon was hidden by one small cloud.
6.
Cars aren't allowed in the national park.
7.
The forest was partly destroyed by fire.
8.
We weren't told about the crocodiles in the river.
Unit 11. Speaking, Part 4. Exercise 2.
Well, there's lots you can do to save water at home. In the garden, for instance, it's best to water the plants later in the day, because if you water them at 2 o'clock, say, when it's hot, the sun just dries everything out again.
Right. And if you really must wash the car, there are better ways of doing it than that. With a bucket of water and a sponge, for example. You'd waste much less water and get a bit of exercise too.
It's the same in the kitchen, isn't it? All those things like dishwashers and washing machines that do everything for you. They use a huge amount of water.
I suppose they save people a lot of hard work when they're full. But if you don't have much to wash, such as a few plates or some socks, you can do them much more quickly by hand and avoid wasting all that water.
Unit 11. Speaking, Part 4. Exercise 5. Now, I'd like you to talk together about whether you think zoos are a good idea.
Well, I don't like zoos at all, I must say. I think they're really terrible places, and the animals are always so sad.
I wouldn't say that's true for all zoos, because I went to an amazing one in France last year.
Oh, right.
It was enormous, so the animals had a lot of space to move around, and it was really clean too. Have you been to many zoos?
No, not really. I went to one when I was very young. I remember there were 2 lions living in a space smaller than my bedroom.
How horrible! I've never seen anything like that.
Lucky you. Maybe more modern zoos are better places for animals, but there are a lot of older zoos that should improve conditions or close. Why do you think zoos are a good idea?
I think that they give rare animals the protection they need.
That's a good point. For example, it's difficult for pandas to live in their natural environment.
Unit 11. Speaking, Part 4. Exercise 6. 1.
The animals at the zoo always look so hungry. People should be allowed to feed them.
2.
I don't think it's a good idea to use animals in the circus.
3.
I think most animals enjoy being in the zoo because they're safe and they can relax.
4.
In my opinion, we can only help wild animals if they're in the zoo. Do you often go to the zoo?
5.
On a safari, you can see animals doing the things they do every day and learn much more than you can from going to the zoo.
6.
I think we should help animals that need protecting.
Unit 11. Speaking, Part 4. Exercise 9. 1.
Official.
2.
Exercise.
3.
Electricity.
Unit 11. Speaking, Part 4. Exercise 11.
C. Electricity. Participate. City. Recipe. Sigh. Exercise. Exciting. Decide. sh. Official. Politician. Musician. Special.